Hello, fellow traders everywhere. Adam Hewison here, president of INO.com and co-creator of MarketClub. Welcome. In today's video update, we'll be looking at several different markets that have had big moves for the quarter, and some have had good moves on the upside and on the downside. It's the last trading day of the quarter. Can you believe that? It's the 28th of March, and the markets are closed tomorrow here in the States for Easter. So let's go to the portfolio right away and start looking at the market. So here we are. We have the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, all with green triangles. Still a very strong trend there. So let's start with the Dow. And here it is. We're up for the quarter 11.13% right this minute. And that's a huge, huge quarter. One of the best quarters I can remember in the Dow. Moving on to the S&P 500, not quite so strong, up 9.82%. And also on the NASDAQ, we're up 8%. So the NASDAQ didn't perform quite as well as the S&P as we expected. If you remember, we talked about buying the S&P 500 and shorting the NASDAQ. So that sort of worked out a little bit on our favor. Very conservative trade. Moving along to the Euro. The Euro is down almost 3% for the quarter, 2.9% for the quarter. You can see these are quarterly charts. You can do this quite easily on MarketClub. Just click here. You get daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and also 1 minute to 60 minutes. It's just really a great service for seeing that. But for the quarter, you can see that we're down almost 3%, 2.9% right now for the quarter, and this is not a good close for the quarter for the Euro. We see this is like holding an ice cube in your hand in the desert. It's just melting away gradually. We expect that trend to continue. So moving on to our next market, gold spot. Gold is down 4.65% for the quarter. Still not a good close for this market. The lowest close you saw prior to this was 1597. We're currently 1595. If we close below this, will be the lowest quarter we've had in about 4 or 5 quarters. So I think that's something to bear in mind. We're still building the building blocks to push this market higher later in the year. It's not there yet, and that's why we haven't been bullish on this market for some time. So here we are, crude oil. Crude oil up almost 4%. So you have crude oil, which we love, up almost 4%, and you have gold, which we hate, is down almost 3%. It's working out really, really well. Moving along to our next market, BlackBerry. This morning I was interviewed by BNN, which is the Canadian news service, business news service, and we were talking about BlackBerry getting good earnings, up 22%. Up 22 cents as opposed to a loss that we're figuring for 27 cents. The top line, missed on the top line, made it up on the bottom line. Excellent. But look at the chart. This is a quarterly chart. And you can see going back here, January 2011, the first quarter, boom, down, 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 down. Finally, we turn around and we've had 2 quarters where we've actually seen the prices go higher. And I think if we close over 15 today, it's a very, very good sign. We talked about, on the show, we talked about a possible takeover for BlackBerry from another maker. It could be Microsoft or someone else that comes in and buys some of the assets. They've got some great technology here, but I think they've lost their way a little bit in terms of this race. It's Android and Apple. That's what we see, the double A. Android and Apple's, they're the fighting for the #1 position. But unfortunately, BlackBerry, it's a B, and B we know comes after A, so it's lower on the totem pole. So I don't think it's going to run away. We can see the market going to maybe 20, even up to 30. And let me show you how that could work. If you just take our trade triangles, our Fibonacci number, close it from the highs, go to the bottom, and even if we just had a simple, very simple retracement, we can get back to 20. And if we get a little more, 38% retracement, up to 30, and then possibly even up to $40 a share. So we'll see what happens. But generally speaking, our trade triangles, if we put those in, you can see they kicked in last quarter, not this quarter, are all positive, plus 90. We expect this market to go higher. So let's just clear the screen. And I'm going to go back to the Dow and just show you what's going on there on a daily chart. So we can go for the daily. Let's go to weekly, because the weekly, we're higher for the week, which is great. We made a new high for the move. Still very positive. Everybody is waiting for a pullback in this market. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. I know when we got on talked about being bullish on the stock market, and this is, gosh, we did this weeks and weeks and weeks ago. The market, actually January 22nd to be exact, it's done nothing but go up, and I think that's very, very positive for this market. So moving along, and the fundamentals, yeah, the fundamentals look terrible, but the reality is the Fed is pumping $4 billion into this market every single trading day. It's hard to beat the Fed. There'll be a day of reckoning somewhere along the line here, but it's not right at this moment. So moving along to the S&P 500, new highs on the move here. Not new all-time highs, but new high closes. If we close up here, it's going to look very, very good for the week. And it looks steadily going. You can see that we got, on January 10th, we got long the S&P, and that's really worked out very, very well. At 1470, we're currently almost 100 points higher than that right now. So it looks very, very good. We are looking for the 15.8 level to be hit. So let's go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, not quite so robust. As you say, we've never been so robust and bullish on this market. We're getting to a period where we may actually be at a high period. We are a little bit bought, so I'd be a little bit conservative with this particular index. And as our strategy was to be long S&P 500, short the NASDAQ, this may be a good one to put on right now. And if we move along to the US dollar versus the euro, you can see the euro has been steadily going down. This is not going to be a good week. As you can see, our sign came in here, 28.77. We're 28.19 last, so we're in the profit zone there again. Very oversold. But remember, we can stay oversold for quite some time. We are definitely going to challenge this lower level right here, and that's at 126.60. And that's going to be the next level of major support, around the 126.50 level, 126.60 area. So I think we'll be getting there like that ice cube. It's just going to continue to melt and erode. Confidence in Europe is going to continue to evaporate. And the Cyprus thing is literally the tip of the iceberg, in our opinion. So moving along to gold. You can see gold these are weekly charts. And again, this is an outside. Let's close this up a little bit closer so you get an idea. You can see this is a negative engulfing line. What that means, we probably put a top in, at least for this recovery right here. And this, so there's the lows right here. We had several lows right around this 1560 area. We've had a recovery. This is a negative engulfing line, engulfs the previous week. And if we close lower next week, it confirms this, and when the chances are we'll take a test of the 1560 area. We are still not convinced that this market's going to go higher, and it's proven with our trade triangles, negative, negative, negative. Everything's negative on gold right now. Should you be a buyer? No. Wait until it turns around. I'd rather buy gold at $1,700, knowing it's going higher, than try to catch a falling knife, and that's what you're doing right now. It doesn't make sense. It was down for the quarter. You've got to be disappointed if it's down for the quarter when you have oil up and you have the stocks up. What's the attraction about buying gold right now? It's not there yet. Psychologically, it will be, and be prepared to do that, but right now, it's not there. So let's go to our next market. And the next market we're going to be looking at is going to be crude oil. Look at this action in crude oil, 96.68. Really nice action. As I say, it's up for the week. It's up 3.16% for the week. You've had really 4 weeks in a row. We've actually seen improving prices. All of our trade triangles are positive, plus 90. We're not yet in an overbought condition on the weekly, which is very encouraging. So I would expect we'll see this market touch the 98 level and even the 99 and even the 100 level in the weeks ahead. I think it looks very, very positive. We like this. We also talked about some of the stocks we liked in this space. We talked about some engineering stocks, some oil stocks, which we liked a couple of days ago. Check out that video. We think they can all go higher. So let's move on to our next market. And this is the BlackBerry we talked about this morning. You can see for the week, it's still hovering around just below the 15 level. I think if we can close over 15, I think it'll put to rest this previous week. And you can see we are still in a positive mode here. We're not overbought yet, so I think there's still some upside to go here. So let's take a look at the next stock we want to share with you. It just came up today on our trade triangles, PCS. It's Metro PCS Communications, and the chart looks really good. So you can get a week, monthly and a daily today. So let's just go to that chart, and this is the weekly chart. You can see you've built this nice base here. This is quite a long way, and it just breaks out today on the upside. I think we'll see this market go higher. And how high can we go? Well, let's take a look at where this market has been in the past, and we'll see. So let's just take this, clear this off the screen, and go scope this out a little further. Max, you can see we've seen this market go. Let's just take this off. We don't need that. And you can see we've been up recently as high as about $17, $18 a share. Currently trading at 7. I think we could at least get to maybe 14.5, 15. So it's a nice 30% return from where we are right now. We are a little bit overbought, granted, but I think the market has really potentially, if we, let me just put a close only in here. I think if we could draw a trend line, I'm just going to draw this in here. If we can get this, hold on. Let me get the right tool I want to get. Yeah, it is. So I think this is potentially a turnaround in the stock. If we get over these highs here, I think we have the potential of going quite a bit higher, certainly up to test this level right here around the 19 level. So I think that's what we're looking at. But let's just take a quick, clear this up a little bit real fast and look at this on a daily chart, because I want to show you, it doesn't show on the weekly chart, it doesn't do our monthly buy signal yet, but I'll show you on the daily chart. It does show that, and here it is. So let's just go quickly to a daily chart. Boom. There's the monthly right there. So the monthly kicked in at 1090. It's 1091, so you can get in right here. Like this stock, it looks like it can go higher. Not sure what they do. It doesn't matter. But the action, somebody wants to buy this. It has some pretty good volume too. So let's just see how this plays out. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison. I just want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Enjoy the family and the holiday. And we'll be back on Monday, so have a great weekend. And in case you're watching Fox Business, I'll be on tomorrow, Fox Business, 4 o'clock with Liz Claiborne. Be sure to watch that too. I'll see you tomorrow on Fox Business TV. I'm Adam Hewison from Market Club. Have a great trading day.